CCTV News. I'm Christy St. Cyr.
And I'm Pat Dulcetti.
We are students from the Group B Broadcasting Television program at Confederation College. Every year, the first years produce a newscast with Shaw TV. We are here today in our very own studio for broadcasting. This is where we produce many of our shows and newscasts.
And immediately following this program, please stay with us for the second CCTV News telecast. And now here's Christy with the news.
There's a new city in Thunder Bay. Students from Fort William Collegiate Institute have a tent city set up near the board office. Students are protesting the school closure of FWCI. The tent city was located on the grounds beside the Lakehead District School Board. The student organizer, Kyle Town, said the police warned the protesters 3 times on Friday that they could not stay on the public grounds after 11 p.m. The city officials say the group cannot stay at the city park after this time because of a bylaw. This forced the group to relocate to the lawns of welcoming residents near the board office. The tent city contains students between 13 and 18 years old. The teens take shifts to make sure that someone is always watching the camp. The students welcome anyone who supports their cause to join them. This will let the Education Minister, Gerard Kennedy, know how many people will be affected by the closure. Because of the closure of winter, many cigarette butts are being exposed around the city. Our very own reporter, George Gratz, is out in the field to find out more on the issue.
Since the implementation of the smoking bylaw in 2004, there has been a noticeable increase in the amount of cigarette butts littering the ground outside buildings and businesses. The bylaw, which has been in effect since July 1, 2004, bans the smoking of tobacco in and near entrances of public buildings to protect from secondhand smoke, forcing smokers outside where many of whom dispose of their cigarettes on the ground. Several residents of Thunder Bay think the fact that people aren't disposing of their cigarette butts properly is disgusting, and there should be more containers for cigarette butts.
I definitely think that they should supply more ashtrays, just so people won't throw their cigarette butts all over the place. I think it's really, really gross.
There should be some place to put them, like everywhere. It's kind of, I don't like it. I smoke myself, but I like putting them somewhere.
Even in designated smoking areas where there are ashtrays, there are still noticeable amounts of cigarettes littering the ground, potentially releasing their toxic contents into the soil and damaging our environment. Many would agree. The littering of cigarette butts is damaging Thunder Bay's image as a beautiful northwestern Ontario city. For CCTV News, I'm George Gratz.
This is a big problem now, Pat, especially since all the smokers have to smoke outside. Is there anything smoking in sports today?
Well, Christy, things were certainly smoking in Italy last week at the Champions League quarter-final match between Inter and AC Milan. AC's goalie was hit by a flare thrown from the stands. The referee called the match off shortly after, and AC Milan, who were ahead at the time, were declared the winners and advanced to the semis. The goalie was okay. However, UEFA have said Inter Milan will play its next 4 European home games in an empty stadium as punishment for the behavior of its fans. In Major League Baseball action, the Jays are off to a good start. They face the world champion Boston Red Sox. That still sounds like a typo. Monday afternoon at Fenway in an early game due to the Boston Marathon. Boston won that one 12-7. The result puts the Jays at 8-6, a half a game back of Boston and Baltimore in the East. And speaking of the Boston Marathon, several area athletes were entered, and we'll have the top local results later. In the NBA, it looks like Vince "Not Tonight Dear, I Have a Headache" Carter is finally performing, but will it be enough to get the Nets into the playoffs? They're in a real down-to-the-wire battle with Cleveland and Philly for the final spot in the Eastern Conference. The regular season finishes up a Wednesday night. And in international hockey, the Under-18 World Championships are underway in the Czech Republic, and Canada trounced Denmark 15-1 on Monday. They face Russia next in a crucial contest Tuesday night. Local player Tom Pyatt scored a goal in that one, by the way.
So, Pat, since there's no NHL this year, how are you handling it?
Well, one of the pluses of having no NHL season is that people are spending a lot of time looking at the rest of hockey. And in fact, at the atom level, they're talking about dropping the body contact to the atom level, and I have a report on that maybe we could take a look at how people locally feel about that issue. Let's roll the clip, shall we?
What the game will look like in 10 to 20 years depends a lot on how we develop the kids today. And one key element is body contact. Hockey Canada has hired LU's kinesiology department to study the effects of introducing body contact at the atom level. That's 9 and 10-year-olds. I went to the tournament center to see what people think on any given hockey night in Canada.
Well, I think it's fine, providing that they're taught how to hit properly, and the referees do their job.
I've coached hockey for the past 6 years, and I think if you drop the age, it's too young for these kids. once we went to body checking when I was for coaching all these young fellas, it changed the whole aspect of the game. The game is more level if you take away the body checking, because then the bigger players have to play the game. So yeah, I think if you took away the body checking with or kept it where it is, and even that moved it up maybe, you'd see the kids develop better into better hockey players. I had a young fella, my nephew in Edmonton, nice hockey player, small kid, hadn't got the growing spurt yet, taking huge body checks, and left the game because he was getting hurt and didn't enjoy it anymore. And maybe unjustly too, and they might have turned out to be real nice hockey players.
The referees, of course, are a key part of any rule change, as they'll be the ones who have to implement it on the ice. We spoke with 20-year minor hockey referee David Hockwell.
Do the referees get special instruction on dealing with it for the first year the kids get into the body contact?
Yes, they do. There's a whole video on it and instructions on how to call the difference between body checking and body contact. Olympic women's hockey is the guidelines on body checking and body contact.
Official level, Dr. Montpart, who is heading the study at LU, says we'll have to wait for the finished report. And Hockey Northwest was unavailable for comment. Well, this story, of course, isn't going away, and as soon as we have more to bring you, we will.
Thanks for that report, Pat.
Thanks, Christy, and it's certainly something local hockey families will be watching for in the future. The test regions for that study, by the way, are Toronto and Ottawa. And now here's Christy with further news.
This nice hot weather could be dangerous. The Ministry of Natural Resources says the dry forests are prone to forest fires. Because the snow has melted so fast, the risk of fires is rapidly increasing. Last week, the fire hazard was very low, and now it's jumped to the mid to high range. The dead grass and forest debris help to raise this hazard. The West Fire region, which runs from Marathon to Manitoba, has had 8 small fires in the past 2 weeks. The fires occurred in Kenora, Fort Francis, the Thunder Bay, and Nipigon districts. Fire Information Officer Deb McLean said most of these fires were caused by burning grass. Grass can only be burned 2 hours before sunset and 2 hours after sunrise. Last year in the West Fire region, there were 210 fires, and the average number is 760 fires per year. Speculation is that this year will be closer to the yearly average. Another hot event in Thunder Bay are the night classes at Confederation College. There are flower arrangement classes and dancing classes. Jenna Boholi has more on the matter.
Hi, this is Jenna Boholi with your entertainment report for CCTV News. Are you tired of doing the same thing every night? Why not go to Confederation College, where they offer many exciting and affordable classes? I've decided to check out 2 of the classes, ballroom dancing and floral arranging.
I've been a floral designer for 30 years, and the college approached me to teach the course, and I've been teaching it now for 5 semesters.
Why did you choose to take this course?
I love flowers, and it's not quite time for the flowers to bloom in the garden yet, so this is the next best thing to learning to work with flowers, and Joyce is a great teacher, so it's lots of fun.
What made you guys decide to take the class?
We're getting married in February, and we wanted to learn how to dance before that.
Are you enjoying yourself so far?
A lot. It's a lot of fun.
I'd like to do something that for the 2 of us we can both enjoy. Like, it's good exercise, it's fun, and it gets you out to meet other people.
And what position do you have in this class?
I'm a dance instructor with Frank.
I'm the dance instructor.
And you own a dance school or Light Step Academy, or?
Our dance team that we have formed is called the Light Steppers Dance Team, and that's a group of 4 of us that kind of organized it and got it going, and it's for typical dance.
Well, I definitely learned a lot and had a lot of fun. If you're interested in any of the courses offered at the college, you can contact the college. I'm Jenna Boholi for CCTV News.
That flower arrangement class is a good time for spring. Spring is also a good time for dancing, you know. I should really take some dancing lessons, eh?
Sure, Chris. There's plenty of good things going on at Conn College Night School this spring.
And you know what? Spring has sprung. It's time to take out those flip-flops, put on those sunglasses, and wear those shorts.
Yeah, it's been a long, cold winter, but spring is finally here. That's all yesterday's papers. Let's go to Mel with the weather.
Thank you, Pat. But before I get into that, Christy, maybe you need dancing lessons, but I certainly don't. I like to think that I'm an excellent dancer. You folks at home might want to consider taking up the dancing lessons here at Confederation College or some of the other night classes. But let's take a look at your 7-day weather forecast, shall we? For Tuesday, April 19th, there will be a high of 18 degrees and a low of 9 with some variable clouds. For Wednesday, April 20th, you can expect mainly sunny skies with a high of +10 and a low of 3. For Thursday, April 21st, there will be a high of 12 degrees Celsius and a low of -3 with some cloudy periods. And moving on to Friday, April 22nd, you can expect some sunny skies with a high of 9 degrees Celsius and a low of -2 degrees. And moving into the weekend, for Saturday, April 23rd, there will be a high of 10 degrees Celsius and a low of -7 with sunny skies. And for Sunday, April 24th, there will be a high of 8 degrees Celsius, a low of 2 with some light rain. And last but not least, starting off your work week for Monday, April 25th, it will be 4 degrees all day with some light rain. And that's about it for your 7-day weather forecast. Coming up, Christy has a story about a new wolfen. What's a wolfen? Stay tuned to find out, but let's go to Pat with some local sports. Take it away, Pat.
Thanks, Mel. Well, as promised, the local results from the Boston Marathon. John Balabuk is the top local finisher. He came in at a very respectable 2 hours, 49 minutes and 9 seconds. Good enough to finish 223rd overall, and hats off to all the area runners who took part in that big event. There's still plenty of hockey going on, of course. The Allen Cup tournament gets underway this week. The Allen Cup is one of the country's oldest trophies, and the 6-team competition is taking place in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, running from the 19th to the 24th this week. The old Thunder Bay Twins won the Allen Cup 4 times during the 1980s. This team is very much a Northwestern Ontario team, so good luck to the Bombers this year. The Thunder Bay Chill may have to share a local player with the under-17 national team this year. Adam Agruso joined Canada's under-16 team as they played Scotland twice this week in Vaughan, Ontario. The former City Nations player played 35 minutes in the first game and was instrumental in both Canadian goals in a 2-2 draw. He then started and played the second game, which Canada won 3-1. The Chill start their season hosting the 4-team Invitational Cup. That goes on the May-long weekend. The Border Cats are holding their hot stove dinner at the Pros Vita. That's this Thursday evening. It goes from 6 to 10. Admission is free, all are welcome, and ballpark food is being served. Well, that's it for sports this week. And now, with great trepidation, we go to Christy and the story of the wolfen. Christy, what exactly is a wolfen? Is it a cross between a wolf and a penguin?
Pat, seriously. A young wolfen has been born. On December 23rd, a whale dolphin was born at Sea Life Park, Hawaii. Park officials have waited to announce the birth because of changes in ownership and operation at the park. The new wolfen is 1/4 false killer whale and 3/4 Atlantic bottlenose dolphin. The 19-year-old mother, Kakaimalu, is a wolfen herself. Dolphins and false killer whales are different species, but scientists say they are in the same family. False killer whales don't look much like killer whales. They weigh up to 2 tons, grow 20 feet, and have a round snout. The unnamed calf is bigger than purebred dolphins, and she is already as big as a 1-year-old bottlenose dolphin. An expert in the study of marine mammals, Louis Merman, said there have been reports of wolfens in the wild. Kakaimalu and her calf are doing very well. The general manager of Sea Life Park by Dolphin Discovery, Dr. Renato Lenzi, says the 2 mammals are being monitored and will be well taken care of. Well, that's the news for today, folks.
And I'm Pat Dulcetti. Just a reminder, folks, to watch us live next Tuesday when Christy hopefully won't be making up the news.
I didn't make it up, Pat. There really is a wolfen.
I believe you.
And don't forget, immediately following is the Group A newscast.
And I'm Christy St. Cyr for CCTV News. On behalf of all the crew, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
A wolfen?
Yeah, you've never heard of a wolfen?
A wolfen?
It's wolfen.
Come on, Pat.
You have your false killer whale, you have your dolphin, you put it together, you get a wolfen.
I'm always allowed.
Welcome to CCTV News with Brittany Schreier and Adam Smacello. In-depth field reporter Marie Abgeropoulos bringing the stories that matter to you. Kevin's Sportsaholic Holland, working up a sweat, bringing you the latest in action. And keeping a close eye to the ground is our always accurate weatherman, Graham Gray. Here is your CCTV News team. Today is Wednesday, April 20th, 2005. Now with today's top story, here is Brittany Schreier.
Hello and welcome to Confederation College Television News. We are coming to you from the Confederation College Broadcasting Studio. I'm Brittany Schreier, and now for today's top stories. A power outage has hit the north side of Thunder Bay. An explosion happened in a manhole at the corner of Red River Road and Water Street that interfered with underground power equipment. Starting around 1:30 last Tuesday afternoon, about 1,700 Hydro customers were left in the dark from Water Street to Windermere Avenue. Most banks and businesses were forced to close during the outage, while the Thunder Bay Charity Casino relied on its backup generators to keep operations running. Power was restored in the areas by 4 p.m., while the cause of the underground explosion and its impact on the hydro system is still being investigated. Well, a new community coalition is hoping to keep 14 public schools open. On January 25th, the Lakehead School Board decided to close 7 schools this June and another 7 the following year. The coalition consists of students, parents, and citizens that have produced petitions opposing the closures with more than 3,000 signatures. The board vice chair, Beatrice Metzler, says the process started in 2001, so everyone would be aware of it all along. The board maintains that they are within the new Ontario guidelines and are saving an estimated $3 million. While as gas prices continue to soar here in Thunder Bay, motorists are finding it more expensive to fill up at the tanks. With more on this story, here is CCTV News reporter Marie Avgeropoulos.
I'm Marie Avgeropoulos at the Beaver Gas Bar. As spring temperatures continue to rise, so did the gas prices in Thunder Bay, Ontario. On average, gas is 20 cents higher than it was 1 year ago. How do you feel about the gas prices?
The gas prices right now are a little too high. They should be down more in the 80s, but that's just the way the gas companies are working right now. They can put it up to that high because people are willing to pay it.
Not all are willing to pay. High gas prices are forcing many locals to find other means of transportation. But how is it affecting those who do drive?
What it's doing is it's taking disposable income away from us, any disposable income we had left, i.e. for traveling, fishing, hunting, whatever the case may be, what we enjoy in our off time, it's taking it away from us, and it's probably going to not allow us to do it in the future unless something happens and the gas prices go down.
Would it be cheaper to purchase gas in the States?
It's a lot cheaper actually. Right now it's at 66 if you cross the border, so it's about an hour drive, so you're actually going to save a lot of money going there.
It doesn't seem like the gas prices will be going down in the near future, so keep your eyes and ears open, Thunder Bay, for the cheapest gas price in town. For CCTV News, I'm Marie Avgeropoulos.
A new coin commemorating the Terry Fox Marathon of Hope has been put into circulation by the Bank of Canada. The coin celebrates the 25th anniversary of his inspirational run to raise money for cancer research. The run has inspired over 60 countries to hold their own annual Terry Fox Run and have raised over $360 million for cancer research so far. Canada is looking to improve their stand on reducing their greenhouse gas emissions. The federal government announced a $10 billion plan that will help them meet the Kyoto Agreement by 2012. The plan includes the Climate Change Fund, which is a pool of money that will let Canadian companies buy and sell their emission credits. Government officials are looking at a project that will connect Canada from east to west with a hydroelectric power grid, rather than using the traditional coal power plants. The overall goal of the plan is to cut emissions by 270 megatons between 2008 and 2012. Well, that's all for national news. And now we're going over to Adam Smicello with the day's sports stories. Adam,
Well, thank you very much, Brittany. The Toronto Blue Jays won their 9th game of the season last night, edging past the Boston Red Sox 4-3. Roy Halladay pitched 8 strong innings of work, allowing only 4 hits and 3 runs. Miguel Batista shut the Sox down in the 9th inning for the save. The Jays are now 9-6, showing promise in the opening season. Tellelly takes the mound on Wednesday against Mike Mussina and the New York Yankees. Game time set for 7 p.m. The Toronto Raptors drilled the Milwaukee Bucks last night, 127-109. Jalen Rose led the Raptors with 29 points, and Morris Peterson had 24 and grabbed 6 rebounds. With the Raptors sitting at 33 wins and 48 losses, they've only got one more game left of this season, and that final game goes in Toronto against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday, tip-off time set for 7 p.m. And the National Junior B Championships continue in Medicine Hat, Alberta, and the Thunder Bay Northern Hawks are still without a win. The Hawks fell to 0-3 Friday night with a loss to the Osoyoos Storm 6-2. The loss leaves the Hawks tied for last place with Calgary, who are also without a win. The Hawks will need to win its next 2 matches to have any hope for a medal at all. Round-robin play will finish Saturday for the Hawks as they set up to play 2 matches. And Thunder Bay golfer Alan McLean was not able to make the cut for the Canadian Tour's Northern California Classic on Friday. Although McLean shot a 6 under par in the last 9 holes, it was not quite enough to make up for a 6 over par in the previous 9. McLean missed the cut by 5 strokes. The battle for the Allen Cup raged on last weekend, and Thunder Bay Bombers faced off against the Aylmer Blues. Our very own sportsaholic, Kevin Holland, was there for most of the action. Kevin?
The Allen Cup has been around since 1908, when the Ottawa Cliffsides won the first ever Allen Cup championship in senior amateur hockey. Since then, each year, elite Canadian hockey players have battled for this coveted prize. This year, the Ontario Finals took place at Fort William Gardens, Thunder Bay, where I was there to catch all the action. Thunder Bay Bombers are on the way to Saskatchewan for the Allen Cup after a 5-3 victory over the Aylmer Blues. The Bombers' win ensures that they compete for the Allen Cup as they represent Ontario. Game 2 was quite physical as emotions ran high and was very fast-paced. Captain Jeff Rishardi accepts the Rennet Cup, and after, I had the pleasure to speak with Vern Ray, the head coach of the Bombers, about his team's performance.
It's what we wanted to accomplish here, and we did it in 2 games nonetheless against a very formidable opponent. A little disappointed with our second period, but Kexi held us in there when we needed him, and the boys bounced back in the third and got the job done, and it was a full team effort.
In the second period, Neil Purdon finishes on a lovely feed from Derek Levanin. Nice goal. The remarkable thing about this Bomber squad is that they beat an Aylmer team who have played all season together, while the Bombers team was just recently put together. The Thunder Bay Twins of '89 were the last team from Thunder Bay to win the Allen Cup. Hopefully this newly formed Bomber squad can perform well and maybe even win the Allen Cup. I'm Kevin Holland for CCTV News.
Well, the Allen Cup finals began with a bang on Tuesday night as the Thunder Bay Bombers were swamped by the Midwest Islanders 8-3 in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Thunder Bay's next game goes Wednesday at 4 p.m. against the Mount Magny Centennials. And the Allen Cup final goes on Sunday at 2 p.m. Well, the 2005 World Hockey Championships kick off in Austria on April 30th, and Team Canada has added another NHLer to its already NHL-bolstered lineup. Winger Scott Walker of the Nashville Predators joins Team Canada in the absence of Todd Bertuzzi. Walker had a career-high 67 points and 25 goals last season for the Predators and brings a physical presence to Canada's game. And Edmonton Oilers forward Ryan Smith rejoins Team Canada after spending as much time as he could with his wife Stacey and his new bundle of joy, Elizabeth. Smith is representing Team Canada for the 10th time internationally. And while I'm on the international level, the Under-18 World Hockey Championships continue in the Czech Republic as Canada doubled up on Russia 6-3 on Tuesday. Canada pounded Denmark 15-1 on Monday, and Canada now has clinched first place in the Pool A standings with 3 wins and 1 loss. The next game is scheduled against the winner of the Czech Republic-Russia quarterfinal game on Friday at 1 p.m. And speaking of hockey, the NHL and NHLPA met for 6.5 hours last night, and guess what? No progress has been reported to be made. On the bright side, the 2 sides did agree to another session next week in an attempt to salvage next season. The lockout has already claimed this year's season, this year's playoffs, the All-Star Game, and the NHL entry draft as victims during the 7 months of disagreement. Last month, the NHLPA rejected 2 offers from the league. The first included a team-by-team $37.5 million salary cap, and the second included player costs to take up no more than 54% of league revenues. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your look at sports. And Brittany, I was out on Sunday playing ball hockey, and boy, was it gorgeous out.
Yeah,
I went for a rollerblade myself yesterday. Other than a few clouds in the sky, it wasn't too bad and the weather seemed nice.
Perfect. So let's go now to our weather guy, Graham Gray. Graham, give us some good news, buddy.
Well, hey there, Thunder Bay. Graham Gray here. Well, things are looking kind of gloomy out right now, but this weather would be more suiting for Halloween, but things are on the up and up, so don't despair right now. Let's take a look at the local forecast for today. Right now, it is 7, but it's moving up to a high of 11 coming in this afternoon, and then in the evening, it's going to come back down to 10. Now, these clouds overhead do look like it's going to rain, but actually, that's just more of an overcast, and it's going to pass us and go right into Saskatoon. Moving on to the full week forecast, we have on Thursday, it's going to be a high of 12 and a low of -1. It's going to be some cloudy periods, 30% chance of rain, but it seems again it's going to miss us once again. And we move on to Friday, it's going to be a high of 9 with a low of -2. It's going to be sunny periods, it's going to be a great day on Friday. Saturday, it's going to be a high of 10 and a low of -7. It's going to be a little bit chilly, but for the most part, the sun is going to be staying out. Now also on Sunday, there's Saturday there, and on Sunday it's going to be a high of 6 and a low of 3 with light rain drizzles here and there, but it's not within threat, but it's moving on to Monday. Monday, it's going to be a high of 6 once again and a low of 3. And that's all the time we have for weather, and we throw it back to the studio with Brittany.
Thanks, Graham. Well, the selection to name a new pope began on Monday when 115 cardinals from around the world met within the walls of the Sistine Chapel. Each one wrote a name on their ballot in Latin, and after 2 days in deliberation, white smoke came from the chimney of the chapel, signaling that a new pope had been chosen. Crowds gathered Tuesday afternoon to St. Peter's Basilica, and it was announced that Cardinal Ratzinger of Germany had been named the new pope. His official inaugural Mass will be held on Sunday. That's all for international news, and now we're going to entertainment reporter Mark Hines.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Mark Hines, here with the cameraman, and we're sitting here at the movie theater checking out the new movie Sin City by Alliance Atlantis. And you know, Bruce Willis is in this movie, never disappoints anyone. Now let's check out the movie.
Friends that you're with a damn. Sometimes that means dying. Sometimes it means killing a whole lot of people.
Look, Mom, I'm winning. Yeah, I'm just playing a couple games, waiting for the movie to start, and then we'll see what's up. See if it's good, if it's bad, whatever. I'll make the decision.
Goldie's dead. I've been framed for murder, and the cops are in on it.
Open up, please.
I'll be right out.
No, it was really good. I like the style. It was a really interesting way of filming things. It kept the storybook fashion and everything. It was really cool.
It was good.
Yeah, I thought it was really good, just the way that they mixed in 3 story plots into one to revolve around a city.
Color.
Yeah, I did say there was an extreme amount of violence. I wouldn't recommend it for any younger viewers whatsoever, but for the adult crowd, I thought it was really good.
Violence?
It was
Good.
amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
All right.
Yeah, it was a great good movie. I recommend it to everyone.
I'd recommend it if you have no trouble with violence or whatever.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's nighttime, and as you could probably tell, the movie is over. And, well, I had to leave. Pretty much I got kicked out. Strange thing is, you're not allowed movie cameras in the movie theater for some reason. What's up with that? Anyways, it was a good movie. Everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But this has been a movie review of the week, and I'm Mark Hines.
Walk down the right back alley in Sin City, and you can find anything.
Thanks, Mark. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Join us next week when we broadcast from the Shaw Cable studio.
I'm Adam Spicello.
And I'm Brittany Schreier. From all of us here at Confederation College and Shaw Cable, thanks for watching CCTV News.